gents, and welcome in this video. This is my first vlog. Hope you enjoy, all the other things like leave a like, etc. Okay, today in this vlog I want to talk about tanks in Airsoft. Okay, as you might know, sometimes when you play Airsoft there are some big groups that can afford to have a tank that is playing with them. The problem is that often these tanks are real, which means they are expensive, they are huge, they are hard to maintain, they use a lot of fuel, and all this stuff like that. And even you risk to, road kill a sniper. Yeah, that kind of problem. Having a tank is difficult. So, I think, what happens if you have an airsoft tank? A tank built for airsoft that has been designed for airsoft use. Like that kind of tanks that it's not just the usual tank made of steel, which is kind of cool, yes, and it is, but it's nearly impossible to kill. You have to decide how to set it, with your team, etc. So, what can we really do to have a tank in Airsoft that looks realistic, but at the same time is destructible, easy to maintain, cheap, that kind of thing? I wanted to hear your opinion down in the comment section below, guys. I was wondering about something like, it's a tank, so basically it has to fight other tanks, even. And two tanks in only one airsoft match. I think that on YouTube I saw them only win World War. That mill sim that the Russians do more or less every year. Okay, I put here the name. So, having a tank is expensive, and a lot expensive, and may get the game a bit unfair. So I think we should use different materials for making tanks, and we even should use smaller tanks because they are easier to maintain. And of course I think that real tanks are not the case of being used in Airsoft. I know that a lot of you might think, why not using real tanks? They are so cool, and that's true. They are cool, they are huge, they are very, very cool, but they have some problems. Some problems that we actually can avoid. For example, imagine a real tank needs at least a dedicated garage, and you use it like once a week if it goes well, really. We can say that maybe you use it only when there are big mess, so you use it once a month. But in this once a month you have to consider the fuel cost, the maintenance cost, and the fact that for having a tank you have to pay, for example, the garage where the tank stays. For example, you have the taxes for the terrain on where the garage is, or even you might have to pay a rent for the garage, which is even different. So I think we should use cardboard. Okay, now I know more or less what you are thinking. Cardboard sucks, and this is true actually. But I think cardboard isn't indestructible, so you can destroy it with others thing that in an airsoft match you can find, which is a thing that actually the old tanks, like the WW1 or WW2 tanks could do. For example, let's make this example. I wanna to have a little tank light tank to play. You say light tank has a lot of armor, and that's our case. For example, I heard that in the First World War and in the Second even, the first tanks, like you know the tanks of the 40s and so on, had a quite tough armor actually for projectiles, not for cannons obviously, because they weren't even think to fight with other tanks, and they sometimes were destructible by heavy machine guns. So if we take cardboard that it isn't undestructible, but after a certain number of its bricks, we could have a, a piece of the tank which actually could work like the real one. If we after say that the real tank could have taken, I don't know, like 60s to break, I don't know, maybe with machine guns. So, considering that the more or less the usual power of airsoft rifle is 1 joule, 300 FPS, maybe 400 if you live somewhere else. I don't know, in Italy is 300. Or better, we could use cardboard because it breaks after a while, and that would be more or less realistic because cardboard is light, and that means that if you don't want to have a real tank with a real giant and so on, you could have like a box, just imagine like a square box with someone inside it that can move it around. After, I know that example really sucks, but just imagine if you change the shape of the box, you can reach the shape of a tank. And actually, I and my friends were thinking to make something like that, that probably, I say probably, we'll see in a couple months. The other interesting question about having a tank made of cardboard is that actually a cardboard tank is really light, so you don't need an engine to power it, as I said before, and you can use like some pedals, like the ones on the bike. So if you could have like the two tracks, every one of the two with its pedals, two people in front of the tank, as we know that there were in the real tanks, because if you go looking, always we have in the forward part of the tanks two people, usually the machine gunner and the driver, and these two people in the airsoft tank could work. One could pedal for the left track, and the other, the driver, could drive the right track. Obviously, just to let the driver have still a role, he should say like machine gunner all forward or something like that. So I think you get the point. Having a tank, a not real tank, made properly for airsoft would be a cheaper and fairer idea. To have a tank that is light, it's easy to maintain because it's made of cardboard and you can find it more or less everywhere. For example, if you go to your local supermarket, I'm sure you'll find some cardboard. And you could even making some pieces of you could use some pieces of wood even, and to make to make the shape of your part of this tank. Let's imagine like you have the front armor of your tank, which is angled like that. You should take two pieces of wood, putting like them in this shape, and the other one could be made like that. So you have your front armor. Using two pieces, you could use two pieces of wood to stay at the sides of the form. For example, you take some pieces, some little pieces of wood, and you put them like that. You have one piece, you put it like that. The other you touch it like that, another one and another one, and you have like this kind of shape. And after you put the cardboard, you attach the cardboard to the sides of that. This way you could have a piece of your tank. And if after you make more of these pieces, you have like the front armor piece 1, 2, 3, and after, I don't know, like 4 and 5th side, and maybe a rear piece. That means that these pieces are like 3 centimeters high, so if you dismount them and you put them one on the other, they will make, I don't know, like 1 meter tall piece of pile of wood with all the pieces of the tank. And saying so, you have a tank which doesn't need a garage, which maintenance is really stupid because you just need cardboard and it's cheap to create and to maintain. That would be an idea. Okay guys, I think that more or less I said everything I have to say. Hope you enjoyed guys. If you did, leave a like in the like button below. Write a comment down, let me know if you want to see this kind of project, if you want to see how we make this kind of project. And see you guys next time.